Hello, my wonderful friend, and welcome back to Mr. English Lab. This is the place where we do more than study English. We grow through it. We think more clearly. We understand ourselves better. And we become stronger learners and better people step by step. I am truly happy that you are here today. Have you ever said to yourself, I just don't have enough time to study English? Maybe you have a job or school or a busy family life. Maybe every day feels full already, and when you finally sit down to study, your brain says, "Not today, I'm tired." I understand that feeling. Many English learners believe that the main problem is time. They say, if only I had more time, I would practice every day. I would speak better. I would finally feel confident. But here's the truth, it's not about time. It's about focus. You can have all the time in the world, but without focus, nothing grows. And you can have very little time, but with focus, even 10 minutes can change everything. Let me tell you a short story. There was a boy named Amir. He wanted to learn English because he dreamed of studying abroad. Every night he told himself, tomorrow I will start. But tomorrow became next week, and next week became next month. He said, I'm just too busy right now. But when he finally started studying, something strange happened. Even when he had one free hour, he couldn't focus. He checked his phone, opened social media, looked out the window. 1 hour passed, and he had learned nothing. One day, his English teacher said, Amir, time will never wait for you. But focus can stop time. That line changed him. From that day, Amir didn't look for more time. He looked for more attention. He started studying for just 15 minutes every morning, but during those 15 minutes, he gave his full focus. No phone, no noise, no distraction. Within weeks, his English improved more than ever before. This is what we'll explore in this lesson, how focus, not time, transforms your English. And as we go, I'll guide you through simple English listening and shadowing exercises. Speak with me, repeat after me, and listen carefully to how words sound together. Are you ready? Let's begin your focus journey. Focus is not about working harder. It's about being here, now. When you listen, your ears are not somewhere else. When you speak, your mind is not thinking about mistakes. You are simply present. That's focus. But in our world, it's so easy to lose it. Notifications pop up. Videos autoplay. The mind jumps from one thing to another. And when that happens, even if you study for hours, your learning becomes weak, like a soft echo instead of a clear sound. Let's practice together. I'll say a short phrase. You repeat it. I am here now. Repeat slowly. I am listening carefully. I am focused. These simple sentences train not only your English, but also your mind. They bring you back to the present. Focus is like sunlight. If sunlight spreads everywhere, it warms, but doesn't burn. But when you bring all the light into one small point, like a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to burn through paper. That's the power of focus. And your mind works the same way. Many learners listen to 10 podcasts, watch 5 videos, read 3 articles, all at the same time. But they remember nothing. That's because they never gave full light to one thing. Today, I want you to choose one lesson, one goal, one sound, one sentence, and give it your full light. Now, shadow this line with me slowly, one thing at a time, one step at a time, one focus, one result. When you practice like this, your English doesn't just improve. It becomes alive. Let's look at 2 learners. Both study English for 1 month. The first student studies 2 hours every day, but half the time, their phone is in their hand. Their mind travels to messages, songs, or random thoughts. The second student studies only 30 minutes a day, but with full focus. They repeat, they listen. They shadow every sentence with care. At the end of the month, who improves more? Of course, the one with focus. Because focus multiplies time. When your mind is fully present, 1 minute of learning can be worth 10. Let's do a focus check together. Sit up straight. Take a deep breath. Now, listen to my voice. Say this after me. My mind is awake. My ears are open. I am ready to learn. When you say those words, something changes inside you. You become the master of your attention. And when you master your attention, you master your English. Inside your head, there are always two voices. The first says, you can do it. The second says, you'll fail again. The first voice wants to grow. The second wants to protect you from pain. When you lose focus, the second voice becomes louder. It tells you to check your phone, to take a break, to stop trying. But when you practice focus, you train the first voice, the voice of courage. It says, just one more try. Just one more line. Just one more repeat. So let's shadow this together. I can do it. I will focus now. My English grows with every breath. These are not just words. They are energy. And when you repeat them with emotion, your brain connects language with feeling. That's how fluency grows. Have you ever wondered what happens in your brain when you focus? It's actually a little bit magical. When you pay full attention to something, your brain starts to send special signals, tiny electric messages that connect one cell to another. These connections become stronger every time you repeat something with focus. It's like walking through a field. The first time, there's no path. You push the grass down a little. The next time, it's easier. After many times, a clear path appears. That's what focus does inside your brain. It creates clear paths for learning. Now imagine this. You listen to one English sentence many times, not while texting, not while cooking, but while truly listening. Every word enters your ear, goes into your mind, and meets meaning. The sound connects with emotion, the emotion connects with memory, and suddenly that sentence becomes yours. You don't have to translate. You don't have to force it. It just becomes a part of you. That is the power of focused repetition. Let's try a simple shadowing exercise. I will speak slowly, and you repeat after me. I give my full attention. I listen with my whole mind. I focus on one sound, one word, one sentence. Very good. When you repeat like this, you are not only improving pronunciation. You are training your brain to stay still, like a calm lake with no wind. Every reflection becomes clear. Scientists say our brains can only truly focus for about 20 minutes before we need a small break. After that, our attention starts to fall and we get tired or bored. So, studying for 3 hours without rest is not the best way. Instead, 20 focused minutes, then a short break, then 20 more focused minutes. That rhythm makes learning stronger and more enjoyable. Let's say you have 30 minutes. What if you spend the first 5 minutes just listening, the next 10 minutes shadowing, and the last 15 minutes reflecting and repeating what you learned? That's not long. But if you do it with focus every day, your brain becomes like a laser, powerful and sharp. Let me tell you a story about a girl named Maria. She was from Brazil and always felt frustrated because her English never improved. She thought she wasn't smart enough. She studied long hours every weekend, but forgot everything by Monday. One day, her teacher asked Maria, "How do you study?" She said, "I watch videos while eating lunch. I listen while talking to friends. I do grammar while scrolling social media." The teacher smiled and said, "Maria, your brain is strong, but it needs silence to build memory." Maria didn't understand at first, but she decided to try something new. She started studying in small, quiet sessions, just 15 minutes at a time. She turned off her phone, closed her door, and gave her mind total focus. After a week, she noticed something amazing. Words began to stay in her head. Phrases felt familiar. Listening became easier. She realized it wasn't about being smart. It was about being present. So, my friend, let me ask you, when you study English, do you give your brain silence? Do you let it breathe and connect? Because when you do, learning becomes peaceful, even beautiful. Now, shadow with me again. Slowly. When I focus, I learn faster. When I listen carefully, I remember longer. When I stay present, my English grows. Take a deep breath. That's it. This is not just listening practice. It's brain training. Every moment you give your full attention, your brain builds stronger connections, and those connections stay with you forever. Here's a little trick to test your focus. The next time you watch an English video, choose one short clip, maybe just 1 minute. Watch it once, and then try to say it back out loud from memory. You don't need to say it perfectly. The goal is to rebuild the sound in your own words. When you do this, you're not only remembering the words, you're teaching your brain how to think in English. So remember this. Focus is not just about blocking out noise. It's about choosing what matters most and giving it your full heart. Let's close this section with one more slow, emotional shadowing practice. Focus is my power. My time is enough. My mind is clear. I learn deeply when I care deeply. Very nice. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. I'll show you a simple morning ritual, a small daily routine that can help you build your focus before every English study session. It only takes a few minutes, but it will completely change how you feel and how fast you learn. Let me ask you a question. What is the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Do you grab your phone? Do you open social media, check messages, or read the news? Most people do. But here's the truth, the first thing you do in the morning is not small. It sets the tone for your entire day. The way you start decides how your mind will move, how your energy will flow, and how deeply you will focus. So today, I want to teach you a simple 5-minute focus ritual. You don't need anything special. No tools, no notebooks, no apps. Just your voice, your breath, and your attention. Imagine this. It's early morning. The world is still quiet. The sun is not fully up yet. You sit near a window or at your desk. You take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. You don't think about work or school or stress. You only think about being here now. You whisper to yourself, "This is my focus time." Now the ritual begins. Step 1, silence. Close your eyes for just 10 seconds. Listen to the quiet. Hear the sounds around you, maybe birds, maybe the wind, maybe nothing. Silence is not empty. It's full of calm energy. It's your mind preparing for learning. Step 2, breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for 3 seconds. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. Do it again. Inhale and exhale. Feel your chest rise and fall. Feel your body relax. When your body is calm, your brain can focus. Step 3, speak your intention. Say this softly or even out loud. I am ready to learn. I am here and I will give my best. I will listen carefully. I will speak clearly. Each time you say it, mean it a little more. Feel the words in your chest. This is not just English practice. It's you preparing your mind to shine. Step 4. Focus your eyes. Look at one small object near you. Maybe a book, a pen, a cup. Don't move your eyes. Just look. Notice its color, its shape, its texture. Stay with it for 5 seconds. That is your attention muscle working. Every second you hold your focus, your mind becomes stronger. Step 5. Begin with sound. Now listen to one English sentence, maybe from your favorite video or maybe from this very lesson. Play it once. Close your eyes. Hear the rhythm. Play it again. Repeat it slowly. Shadow it. Feel your mouth move. Feel the sound connect to meaning. Let's do it together. I'll speak slowly. You repeat after me. I am calm. I am focused. I am learning with peace. English feels clear and alive in me. That's it. You've just done your first focus ritual. It takes less than 5 minutes, but if you do it every day, it will completely change your English study. Let me tell you a small story. There was a man named Rafi. He lived in a busy city. His mornings were full of noise, buses, people, phones, work. Every day, he said he wanted to study English, but he felt too tired after work. One day, he decided to wake up 15 minutes earlier. He made a rule: no phone before English. He sat quietly each morning, breathing slowly, repeating one sentence: "Today, I will focus." At first, it felt strange. His mind jumped to 100 thoughts. But he kept going. After 1 week, something beautiful happened. The quiet felt normal. His focus became stronger. His mind felt lighter. He could listen and understand faster. He started noticing new words when watching movies or talking to people. His small 5-minute ritual became the root of his big improvement. And that's the secret: focus is not something you find. It's something you build slowly through small habits. Now let's shadow a few more sentences together. Speak after me. My time is small, but my focus is strong. I don't need more hours. I need more presence. 5 calm minutes can change my day. Very nice. Every time you say these sentences, you are creating a rhythm, a mental music that tells your brain, this is my focus time. When your brain hears that rhythm again tomorrow, it will remember this calm feeling. That's how habits are born. If you do this 5-minute focus ritual every day before you study, you will start noticing big changes. You'll understand more when you listen. You'll remember more after class. You'll feel more confidence when speaking. Why? Because your brain will be trained to focus before it learns. So, try this tomorrow morning. Wake up, sit quietly, breathe, speak your intention, focus your eyes, listen, and repeat. Don't worry if it feels strange at first. Focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Let's close this section with one final guided shadowing. Say it slowly with me. I prepare my mind before I learn. I start my day with focus. My English grows when I give it my heart. Every morning, I choose peace over rush. Beautiful. You're doing amazing. In the next section, we'll face a big challenge: the world of distractions. You'll learn how to protect your focus from phones, notifications, and busy thoughts, and how to keep your attention strong even when the world tries to pull it away. Let's be honest, the biggest enemy of focus is not time, not difficulty, not even tiredness. The biggest enemy is distraction. Distraction is everywhere. It lives inside your phone, inside your thoughts, even inside your habits. And the strange part is, it doesn't look dangerous. It looks small, friendly, and easy. It says, just one more message, just one short video, just one quick check. But before you know it, 10 minutes become 30, 30 become an hour, and your focus is gone like smoke in the wind. There's a story about a man named Leo. He worked at a busy office and wanted to learn English to move abroad. Every night after work, he opened his book and started studying. But his phone sat right next to him, glowing softly. It was quiet at first, then ping, a small sound. One message. He said, I'll just check it for a second. Then another video, another scroll, another minute. At the end of the night, he closed his book and said, I'll try again tomorrow. The next day was the same. The problem wasn't time. It was attention. One evening, Leo's teacher told him something that changed his life. She said, if you want to find your focus, you must first know your thief. That sentence hit him deeply. He realized his focus thief was not outside, it was in his pocket. So, he started leaving his phone in another room when studying. The first few days were hard. His hand kept reaching for it, even when he didn't mean to. But after a week, he felt free. The silence felt strange at first, then beautiful. He could finally hear his own thoughts. He started learning faster, remembering better, and feeling proud of his small victories. That's what I want for you too, that calm, proud feeling of full focus. Now, let's talk about your distractions. Maybe it's your phone. Maybe it's noise around you. Maybe it's your thoughts saying, you can't do this, or you'll never be fluent. Each distraction tries to take your attention away. But here's a secret, you don't have to fight them. You just have to notice them. Imagine this. Your mind is like a sky. Thoughts are like clouds passing by. Some are big, some are small, but they always move. You don't have to chase them. Just see them and return to your focus, your voice, your breath, your English. Let's try a small focus exercise together. Sit comfortably. Take a deep breath. Now, close your eyes. Imagine you're sitting in a quiet room. Your phone is far away. There's only you, your voice, and the sound of English. Repeat after me, slowly. I see my distractions. I smile at them. And I return to my focus. Good. When you speak those words, you're not only practicing English, you're training your mind to come back, gently, every time it wanders. Let's make it practical. Every time you study English, do this one small thing. Before you start, put your phone away. Turn off notifications. Tell your family, please, give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes of silence can do more than 1 hour of noise. Because when you focus deeply, your brain learns like a sponge, it absorbs everything. There was a student from Japan named Aiko. She loved English, but felt stuck at the same level for years. One day, she decided to create what she called her focus island. It was a small corner of her room, just a desk, a candle, and her notebook. Every evening, she sat there for 20 minutes. No phone, no messages, no music. Just quiet learning. At first, it was difficult to sit in silence. But slowly, her mind began to relax. She realized English felt easier when she gave it her full heart. After 3 months, she could understand full podcasts, write with confidence, and even dream in English. Distraction had been her storm. Focus became her island. Now, shadow this line with me slowly and clearly. I protect my focus. I don't fight distractions, I let them go. My time is mine. My mind is calm. Perfect. You're doing beautifully. Distraction is not evil. It's simply the mind asking for attention. When you feel restless, pause for a moment. Take a breath. Then gently bring yourself back. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to return. Because every time you return, your focus grows stronger. Here's a small truth that many learners forget. Every focused moment is a seed. You may not see the result today or tomorrow, but if you keep planting these small focus moments, your English will bloom before you even realize it. Let's finish this section with a short reflection and shadowing practice. Speak slowly, clearly, and with feeling. I choose silence over noise. I choose peace over rush. I give my full heart to learning. I protect my focus like a treasure. Take one deep breath. Feel that calm. Remember, your attention is your most valuable gift to your language, to your mind, and to yourself. In the next section, we'll move from protection to creation. You'll learn how to turn your moments of focus into flow, that magical state where English feels easy, natural, and alive. You'll discover how to lose track of time not because you're distracted, but because you're deeply connected. Sometimes, we learn best not from theories, but from real people, people like you and me, who face the same problems, who get distracted, tired, and busy, but still find their way back to focus. In this section, I want to take you around the world and show you small, real-life focus moments, stories from learners who changed their English not by working longer, but by paying attention deeper. Let's start in India with a young man named Ravi. Ravi worked at a call center where he had to speak with customers from different countries. His English was okay, but every time he spoke, he felt nervous. His words ran too fast, his sentences broke, and his mind froze. He said, "I can't think in English when people talk fast." One day, his coach told him, "You don't need more words, Ravi. You need more silence between them." That night, Ravi practiced something new. Instead of speaking fast, he practiced speaking slowly with full focus. He recorded himself. He listened carefully. He repeated with attention to every breath, every pause. Slowly, he learned that silence is not weakness, it's power. 2 months later, he got promoted because his English sounded calm and confident. What changed him wasn't more time, it was more focus. Now, take a deep breath and repeat after me, slowly and clearly. I don't rush my words. I speak slowly and clearly. My focus makes me sound confident. Beautiful. Now let's travel to Mexico, where a student named Sophia studied nursing. She had big dreams of working abroad, but was always too tired after school. She thought she had no time to study English. One day, she decided to change her strategy. She told herself, "I can't study for hours, but I can study for 10 focused minutes." So, every morning while waiting for the bus, she opened her English audio lessons. She listened with full attention, shadowed each line, and spoke softly to herself. 10 minutes. That's all. But those 10 minutes became her sacred habit. Within 6 months, her listening became strong, her pronunciation smoother, and her confidence brighter. She said, "I finally realized I don't need more time. I just need more focus." Now let's shadow her mindset together. Say this with me, I use small moments to grow. Even 10 minutes can change me. My focus is stronger than my schedule. Very nice. Next, we go to Egypt, where a man named Ahmed loved music. He wanted to learn English songs, but always gave up halfway because he couldn't catch the words. Then one day, he decided to focus differently. Instead of trying to understand the whole song, he chose one single line. Just one. He listened to that line again and again until he could sing it perfectly. The next day, he chose another line. Weeks passed. Slowly, he started understanding the song completely. Then another song, then another. English stopped being strange. It became sound, rhythm, feeling. He said, "When I focused on small things, big results came naturally." Now shadow this, just like a song. Feel the rhythm of the words. One line at a time. One sound at a time. I learn deeply, not quickly. That's beautiful. And then, in Vietnam, a young girl named Lynn practiced shadowing every night before bed. She used short English stories like this one. She spoke softly with the narrator, repeating each word slowly. Her friends laughed, saying, "Why do you talk to yourself?" But Lynn didn't stop. She said, "I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to my future." Her small focus moments built something big. After 6 months, she could hold full conversations with tourists without fear. She didn't memorize grammar, she felt the language. Focus is not about perfection. It's about connection, the connection between your voice, your mind, and your heart. Now, let's bring all these stories together. Repeat with me. I build my English through small focused moments. Every minute of attention matters. I don't wait for time, I create it. Take a moment and smile. You are doing something powerful right now. You are training your focus with every word, every sound, every breath. Now, I want you to think about your own focus moment. Maybe it's early morning when the world is quiet. Maybe it's before sleep when you listen softly. Maybe it's on the bus, in the kitchen, or during a short walk. Wherever it is, that's your focus time. That's your personal English world. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need one thing: to be present. Shadow these lines as a promise to yourself. I will give my full attention to what I love. I will protect my small focus time every day. I will grow slowly, calmly, and consistently. Excellent. You sound calm, focused, and alive. Now that you've seen how real people use focus to change their lives, it's time to go one step deeper into something even more powerful, the flow zone. In the next section, we'll explore what happens when focus becomes so deep that you lose track of time, when English feels natural, easy, and full of life. Have you ever done something and suddenly realized that an hour had passed, but it felt like only a few minutes? Maybe you were painting, playing a game, reading, or even walking outside. You were not thinking about time or about yourself. You were simply there. That moment is called flow. Flow is what happens when focus becomes deep, joyful, and effortless. When you are in flow, you don't need to push your mind moves on its own. You don't have to force learning flows naturally. Let's imagine this together. You're sitting at your desk, listening to an English story. Mistakes. You're not worrying about how long you've studied. You just listen. You speak. You breathe. Minutes pass, but you don't notice. Your heart feels peaceful. That is the flow zone. Flow is the perfect balance between challenge and comfort. If something is too easy, your mind gets bored. If it's too hard, your mind gets stressed. But when it's just the right level, a little bit challenging, but still possible, your mind becomes excited, alive, and focused. Now let's practice saying this together slowly. I enjoy the process. I don't count the minutes. I learn through focus and joy. Very nice. There was a student named Mina from South Korea. She loved English movies, but used to watch them with subtitles all the time. One day, she decided to try something different. She chose her favorite film and turned off the subtitles, just for 5 minutes. At first, she felt lost. The words were too fast. She wanted to give up. But she remembered her teacher's advice: stay with the sound. Don't fight it. Just listen. So she stayed. She listened. Slowly, she started catching words, then phrases, then meaning. Something inside her clicked. Her brain relaxed, her ears opened, and for the first time, she felt the rhythm of real English. After a while, she realized she wasn't thinking in Korean anymore. She was just feeling the story. That was her first flow moment. After that, she started watching a little every day. Some days were easy, some were hard, but she kept going. Months later, her listening had transformed completely. When she looked back, she said, I didn't even notice I was improving. I was just enjoying the flow. Flow makes learning invisible. You don't feel like you're studying. You feel like you're living the language. Now let's do a small flow exercise together. Find a comfortable sitting position. Take a deep breath in and out. Relax your shoulders. Let your body be soft. Now listen carefully and repeat after me. Speak slowly and clearly. My mind is calm. My attention is deep. I am in the flow of English. Good. Keep breathing. Feel how light that sounds? That's the energy of flow, peaceful but powerful. There's another story I love about a man named Diego from Argentina. He played the guitar every evening. One day he thought, why not mix music and English? So he began singing English songs while playing. At first, he forgot words. He laughed at his mistakes. But every night, he sang again. After a few weeks, something strange happened. His pronunciation became smoother, his rhythm more natural. He said, when I sing, I don't translate. I just feel it. That's the heart of flow. You forget the fear of mistakes and move with the feeling. You stop learning like a student and start living like a speaker. Shadow these lines with me slowly. I don't fear mistakes. I flow with the language. I speak with feeling, not fear. Perfect. Flow doesn't come from force. It comes from trust. Trust in yourself, in your process, in the small daily moments of practice. You can't find flow if you keep judging yourself. You find it when you let go. Let's say you're shadowing this lesson. At first, you might notice your pronunciation or rhythm. But after a while, your brain starts to relax. You stop thinking about the rules. You simply follow the sound. That's the beginning of flow. In flow, time disappears. Doubt disappears. Only presence remains. Now, imagine this picture. You're walking through a quiet street, repeating English sentences softly to yourself. The sun is setting. The world around you fades away. It's just your voice and the sound of English in the air. You feel calm, connected, alive. That's flow. The language is no longer something you learn. It becomes something you are. Let's shadow this together like a gentle mantra. Repeat after me. I am one with the sound. I move with the rhythm. I am learning without pressure. I am flowing with English. Wonderful. You're doing beautifully. Here's something important. Flow doesn't mean perfection. Even when you forget words or make mistakes, you can still be in flow. What matters is that your attention stays soft, not tight. You stay open, not scared. You stay curious, not critical. In flow, your heart and your mind work together. Your heart gives emotion, your mind gives structure, and English becomes music, a language you don't just understand, but feel. Let's close this section with a small reflection. Listen carefully and repeat after me. When I focus deeply, I enter flow. When I trust myself, learning feels light. When I enjoy the process, progress comes naturally. That's beautiful. Remember this feeling, this peace, this connection. Because the next time you study, I want you to try finding that same energy. Don't rush. Don't push. Just flow. Every story has a hero. And in this story, the hero is you. You are not just learning English. You are writing a story about focus, courage, and growth. Every word you learn, every sentence you repeat, every moment you stay calm, it's part of your journey. Let's begin this section with one question. When someone says, "Tell me about your English journey," what will you say? Maybe you'll say, "At first, I was scared to speak." Maybe you'll say, "I didn't have time." Or maybe, "I thought I wasn't good enough." But now your story is changing. Because you are realizing something powerful. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay present, one word at a time. Every learner's story begins in confusion, but it ends in clarity. I remember a young man named Leo from Brazil. He told me, "I want to speak English like a native, but my mind freezes when I talk." I asked him, "What story are you telling yourself when that happens?" He thought for a moment and said, "Maybe I'm telling myself that I can't." So I said, "Then change the story. Tell yourself, I can. Tell yourself, I'm learning. Tell yourself, I'm growing every day." He started doing that. Every morning, before his shadowing practice, he looked in the mirror and said softly, "I'm becoming better. I'm focusing deeper. I'm enjoying this process." Weeks later, his voice became confident, his eyes brighter. His story had changed not because of grammar rules, but because he changed the story he believed. Now, I want you to think about your own English story. What chapter are you in right now? Maybe you're still in the beginning, facing confusion, fighting distraction. Or maybe you're in the middle, practicing, repeating, improving slowly. Wherever you are, it's your chapter. Don't compare it to anyone else's. Every learner's story moves at a different speed. Let's repeat together, slowly. My story is mine. I am learning at my own pace. I am proud of my progress. Good. Every story also has challenges, moments when you feel stuck or tired. But that's when transformation begins. Because when you keep going despite difficulty, your brain grows stronger, your focus becomes sharper, and your confidence rises like the morning sun. Do you remember the first time you tried to ride a bicycle? You probably fell once, maybe twice. But you got up. You tried again. You didn't stop because of a fall. That's exactly how English works. You fall with a mistake, but every mistake teaches you balance. Your story is not about how fast you learn, it's about how deeply you live the process. Let's say this together. I learn through every mistake. I rise after every fall. I'm becoming stronger every day. That's it. Now imagine your English journey as a movie. You are the main character. In the beginning, you're lost in noise, words, grammar, confusion. Then a mentor appears, maybe a teacher, maybe a voice on YouTube, maybe me. The mentor shows you how to breathe, how to focus, how to flow. You begin to train. You shadow voices. You listen carefully. You fall, but you keep standing up. The music rises. The scenes change. Slowly, you start to speak naturally. You start to understand people faster. You feel proud. And then comes the turning point, the moment when English stops being a subject you study and becomes a part of your identity. You are no longer trying to speak English. You are being someone who speaks English. That is your transformation. Close your eyes for a moment and picture it, your future self, standing confidently, speaking English clearly, smiling with calm energy. Feel how good that feels. That person is not far away. That person is you, just a few steps ahead. Your story continues every time you listen to English with attention. Every time you shadow a sentence, every time you stay calm instead of rushing, that's another scene in your story. Let's shadow a few powerful lines together. My focus writes my story. My voice tells my story. My effort transforms my story. Beautiful. Do you see how far you've come? In the beginning, you might have believed you needed more time. But now you know time is not the answer. Focus is. Flow is. Story is. Every time you sit down to study, ask yourself, what story am I creating today? Maybe it's a story about discipline. Maybe it's a story about joy. Maybe it's a story about resilience. Whatever it is, make it yours. And if you ever feel lost again, come back to these words. I'm not behind. I'm becoming. I'm not slow. I'm steady. I'm not failing. I'm growing. Say it again, softly. I'm not behind. I'm becoming. This is the voice of your new story, the voice that doesn't rush, doesn't compare, doesn't give up. You're the author, the student, and the storyteller. And your story is still being written, word by word, sentence by sentence, focus by focus. Before we close this section, take one last deep breath in and out. Now repeat after me. I am the hero of my English story. I learn with focus. I grow with flow. I live with purpose. Wonderful. You see, the secret of learning English is not about time. It's not even about talent. It's about transformation. It's about how you change while you learn. Because every word you speak, every mistake you accept, and every moment you focus, they are building not just your English, but your character. Your story matters. And it's just beginning. So here we are at the end of this long, quiet, beautiful journey together. You've walked through distraction and found focus. You've stepped through confusion and entered flow. You've changed from a learner into a storyteller. Now, it's time to live this story, not just once, not just in class, but every day. Because the truth is, English isn't something you finish. It's something you live with. It's like a river, always moving, always flowing. And your job is simply to step into it every day, even for a few minutes, and let it carry you forward. Let's take a slow breath together. Inhale, hold, exhale. Now listen carefully to these words. Feel them, repeat them softly. Every day is part of my story. Every moment is a chance to focus. Every word brings me closer. Beautiful. Living your English story doesn't mean you study all day. It means you stay connected through small moments, simple habits, and gentle attention. When you listen to a song in English, that's part of your story. When you shadow a sentence and feel its rhythm, that's part of your story. When you pause, smile, and think in English, even for a second, that's part of your story too. English grows quietly, like morning light. You don't always see it, but it's always there, slowly brightening your mind. So tomorrow, when you wake up, don't say, I have to study. Say, I'm continuing my story. Because that story is already inside you. Do you remember how it felt in the beginning when you said, I don't have time? Now you understand that time was never the real problem. The problem was attention, the power to focus deeply right here, right now. You've learned that when your attention grows, your time expands. When your mind becomes quiet, your learning becomes alive. Let's say this together, slowly and clearly. I don't need more time. I need more focus. I create time through attention. Wonderful. Now, think about this. Focus is like a muscle. Every time you bring your attention back, even after distraction, you make it stronger. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to return. Return to your voice. Return to your breath. Return to your purpose. Because that's where your power is. Let's do a simple daily reflection exercise. You can do this every evening before you sleep. Ask yourself 3 small questions. What did I focus on today? What made me lose focus? What will I try again tomorrow? You don't need to write long answers. Just think quietly for a few seconds. This small moment keeps your story alive. It keeps your attention awake. And every day, as you keep practicing, shadowing, listening, repeating, breathing, you'll start to notice something. You'll notice that English starts to feel easier. You'll notice that words come more naturally. You'll notice that you understand people faster, not because you studied more, but because you lived with more focus. That's the real secret. Now, imagine this scene. It's early morning. You're sitting by the window with a cup of tea. The world outside is calm. You open a short English video, maybe one from Mr. English Lab, and you listen. The voice is gentle. You shadow the words softly. You repeat them with rhythm. You smile. For 10 minutes, you're fully there, no noise, no rush. That small moment is everything. Because that's where growth happens, not in the hours you plan, but in the minutes you live with full presence. Say this with me. My focus creates progress. My peace gives me strength. My story grows with every breath. Very good. You see, the English language isn't just vocabulary or grammar. It's a living rhythm, a dance of sound and meaning. When you learn to move with that rhythm, English becomes a part of your heart. You stop memorizing. You start feeling. So from now on, when you study, don't rush to finish. Instead, slow down. Listen to every word as if it's a note in music. Repeat it softly, with curiosity. Feel its shape, its emotion. That's how you grow, not through pressure, but through presence. And when you forget a word, smile. When you mispronounce, laugh. When you feel tired, rest. Then return again, gently. Because returning again and again, that's what real learners do. That's what focused learners do. You are no longer just learning English. You are becoming English. You are becoming someone who listens deeply, speaks clearly, and lives with attention. Let's shadow a few final affirmations together, slow, calm, and full of emotion. I live my English story every day. I speak with confidence and peace. I focus with calm and curiosity. I flow with the rhythm of English. Excellent. Before we close, I want you to remember this truth. The person who stays consistent, even for 10 minutes a day, will always grow faster than the one who studies for hours but loses focus. It's not about time. It's about presence. Focus is your compass. Flow is your path. And your story, is the destination. Take one last deep breath with me, in and out. Feel that silence? That is focus. That is flow. That is you right now, living your English story. Whenever you listen to your next lesson, remember this feeling. Speak softly, breathe deeply, and let English move through you, not as a subject to study, but as a language to live. You don't need more time. You already have enough. You just need more focus. Every story has an ending, but not this one. Because your English journey doesn't end when the video stops. It continues quietly, gently, in your next breath, your next word, your next moment of focus. You've learned something simple, yet powerful. You don't need to fight time. You don't need to chase hours. You just need to come back again and again to this calm place inside you, where focus lives. Every time you listen with attention, every time you shadow with feeling, you are building your own story, a story of focus, courage, and quiet strength. And maybe, one day, you'll look back and smile. Because you'll realize that this small daily habit, these 10 minutes of deep focus, changed everything. It made your thoughts clearer, your speech smoother, your heart calmer, and your confidence stronger. This is what focus does. It turns learning into living. It turns language into a voice. It turns time into transformation. Repeat softly after me, not with pressure, but with peace. I have enough time. I choose focus. I trust my journey. I live my English story. Remember, your practice doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be present. Because the mind learns best when the heart is calm. So tomorrow, when you open your notebook, when you press play on another lesson, when you repeat your first line, take a deep breath and smile. You're not starting over. You're simply continuing. Continue with focus. Continue with flow. Continue with faith in yourself. You've already begun to change word by word, sound by sound, moment by moment. And the best part? You didn't need more time. You just needed more focus. This is your reminder to stay kind to yourself, to stay patient with your progress, and to stay connected to the quiet power that lives in your focus. This is the beginning of a new way to learn, a new way to live, a new story, your story. Thank you for listening. Thank you for focusing. And thank you for being here on Mr. English Lab.